We got so many pro-Palestine protesters being crazy out in the streets of the West. Let's take a look at this one from Triggernometry. I will see you guys there. I am your favorite white colonizer, the Traveling Clat. Let's check it out.
You gave me this, and it shows some interesting things that I hadn't heard before, about what the Prophet Muhammad said about equality and about women and so on. And I was interested in particularly the last one about terrorism. And it says that terrorism in the Quran, killing of innocent is compared to killing the whole world, all of mankind. Can you tell us more about that?
So in essence, Islam does not allow the killing of innocents under any circumstances. In battlefield, in Surah 9 verse 5, often misquoted by Islamophobes to somehow stipulate that Islam allows the killing of innocents, when it doesn't. It's only when you are in a battlefield and your enemy is coming to you, then in self-defense you have to fight back, which is a given in any form of...
Yeah, well, in war you would accept that, of course. October 7th, was that a terrorist attack in your opinion?
So October 7th, these are many responses given to that. I mean, we have to go back to 1917, 1948, 1967. Yeah. The intricate involvement of the historical events which have led up to these these events that have occurred. So it's just a frustration on overboiling.
But you said it's forbidden to kill innocents.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, it's forbidden to kill innocents.
But they did, right?
Well, that is what an understanding is given. There are different understandings. There is.
Oh, really? Well, what's your understanding?
Well, no, from other sources that I've read, some people are of the opinion that factions of Hamas are in with the Israelis, giving them the pretext to do their acts. Others.
Well, I'm just. Huh? Well, I'm just giving you a thing. You're giving your view. I'm giving my view.
Well, let him finish and I'll talk to you. Yes. No, stick around. I want to talk to you as well.
Yeah. Okay. So, So on that basis, others take the view that it's just reacting to already being aware that, for example, there are natural gas reserves in Gaza, which Israel has become aware of, and through that Red Sea area where trade is taking place, where the Houthis are currently stopping certain shipments going through.
Correct, because Gaza is connected to the Red Sea, correct.
You believe? I'm just curious because
I'm just stating from what you hear. I'm not there, am I? So I can't say for certain what exactly has happened.
But you're not there in Gaza either, but you're saying the genocide is happening, right?
But that's very clear for all of us to see. The actual bombings taking place and the death and destruction.
But 7th of October wasn't clear.
No, that was absolutely clear as well. But we can't be certain forever as to who done these acts. You see, although Hamas can make unilateral claims, that is just based upon certain factions. There are factions within them who said we had nothing to do with it.
I'm a Hindu, non-practicing. I do support Israel on this. You've got a right to defend. I see all the channels. I listen to people. They're delusional. Unfortunately, people have a right to respond. There are only 50 million Jews in the world. There are 2 billion Muslims. What is a ratio, dude, mate? It's a lot of bullshit going on, yeah?
Very interesting point. And are you here for the protest?
I'm here for the protest to see what's going on. I've heard there's a lot of Hamas supporters here.
Who did you hear that from?
Oh, I've heard it from a lot of YouTube apostate channels. They come here, infiltrate. I want to see if it's true or not, you see. Yeah? Look, I'm a Hindu. A Hindu temple was attacked last week by a Muslim guy in Wembley. We're a very peaceful, successful community, far more than the Muslims, yeah? You've got Prime Minister's fucking Hindu, mate. So we don't get involved. Only people like me will get involved if I feel that we're being attacked as well. The Jews are attacked.
Do you feel that Hindus are being attacked in the UK?
We are now, because they're afraid of. They're not afraid of us. They're jealous of us, of our success. We don't have any. It's like there are 10,000 Muslims in prison. People are aware of this. Go and Google it. It's all there. Pedos, rapists, terrorists. There's only 0.4% of Hindus in prison for minor crimes like tax evasion. We're not an aggressive species unless we're pushed.
Have you been here before to these protests in the past? And what did you see? What did you experience?
Well, I've been to a couple now, and they're very well policed. But I do not see any police here. That's what worries me. Yeah. Where are the police? Can you see anybody?
No.
There's a lot of undercover ones here. Look at what's going on here. I could be one. You never know. Man, I don't watch you much, but I do follow you guys.
Why not?
I like.
What do you mean you don't watch us much? Mate, I know your channel. I don't listen to it very much.
I'll try to listen again, mate.
Yeah.
Put it on, mate.
Excuse me, mate. We work hard.
I've been to every march for Palestine. Well, this round anyway. Same as everyone else. Don't agree with genocide.
From speaking to protesters at the March Against Anti-Semitism, they feel that Israel was attacked, and so it's going to respond. And when you have people hiding in among buildings in densely populated areas, you are going to get a lot of civilian casualties, but it's because Israel is having to make sure there's no terrorist threat on its border. That's what they would say.
Well, they would say that, wouldn't they? I mean,
What would you say?
I would say that anybody who was engaged in genocide, that wanted to kill people, wanted to kill as many civilians as they could, would use an excuse like that. That's what I would say.
So would you say that Israel is deliberately targeting
Yes.
civilians?
I have a speaker,
You have a speaker?
I have a microphone,
Yeah.
I have lots of
I'm starting to think the UK is as unhinged as America is sometimes.
Palestinian activist tunes, if you can call them that.
Can you give us one?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Let's do it.
We see ourselves as one big family. This whole world's a family.
Yeah.
We don't care for each other. We don't have. We lose that humanistic nature, then everything's gone. Everything's lost. So we're here grieving for our brothers and sisters who are losing, who are suffering, and we're here just to show our support.
Are you Sikh?
Yes,
Is that, yeah. It's interesting because we met a Hindu guy here who was completely very pro-Israel, but you guys clearly on the side of the Palestinians, I'm guessing.
We're here for where there's injustice, you will find Sikhs. So where you find people who are downtrodden, it doesn't matter where they're from, what community from. We're for the poor, we're for all. We believe in the oneness in everybody. So we will not see any difference in anybody. But where someone is being downtrodden, with the Sikhs will stand with them.
We need a ceasefire right now, don't we?
Yeah.
So what else would I be here for?
And how will that happen? So how will the ceasefire happen? Who should do what, in your opinion?
The UK, the US, all the international powers, whoever's out there that can control this right now, we need to stop so we can communicate. We cannot communicate if we keep fighting each other. So ceasefire right now, and then we can move on from there. A ceasefire means ceasing from both sides fire,
Right.
which is what we're asking for. So we're not asking for one side or the other. We're just saying stop the bombing, stop the wars.
So you're talking to both sides, is what you're saying.
Everyone, stop killing. Just
Right.
stop. And then we can have a conversation about what's coming next. But right now, as we're having conversations and people are still dying, what's the point?
Yeah.
So, ceasefire.
Yeah.
That's where we need to start. and
All
then
right,
we
well,
can
thanks
go
for
from
talking to
there.
us.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Cheers.
Thank
Have a
you.
nice day. I was just going to ask you what a socialist intifada would look like. You don't want to talk to us. Fair enough. No one wants to tell us what a socialist intifada is. It's very annoying.
What's your name?
My name is Konstantin. What's yours?
Is it Constantine Christian?
Yes.
I'm quite busy at the
You in the
moment.
middle? Okay,
Yeah.
no worries.
Hi, have I seen you on GB News?
I haven't been on GB News for like a year, but you might have done, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
well,
I also speak on the BBC
During the
and
COVID
ITV.
wars.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I was on your side. in the
Oh,
COVID
okay.
wars.
Tell us about the Workers' Party and why you're here.
We're here to show solidarity with the people of Palestine and with the people of Yemen who have just been bombed.
What brings you here today?
There's a reason why, Israel, the reason why they're killing kids, and since October, how many kids has died because of Israel?
Can I ask why you all have your faces covered? I'm just curious.
No, we're just having a face covered. It was cold.
It's cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Okay.
Shall I open if you want?
Say again?
I'll open if you want.
Oh, no, I'm just asking. That's all. And have you been to these protests before? Do you come regularly?
The reason why we're here is because Israel is killing and murdering kids, and we need the world to wake up. Wake up, guys!
And why do you think Israel is doing this?
Because they want land. I feel like they want land.
They want land. So I see you've got a sign that says journalism that get paid for selling lies, and I'm guessing that's Piers Morgan, right?
Yes.
Okay. And on the right, journalism that pays the price for telling the truth. Who's that?
Wael al-Dahdouh.
And who is he?
He is the man of truth, man of bravery. He is the one who sacrificed all his family for the cause of Gaza.
The Al
and
Jazeera
did not
reporter.
Move out of Gaza, insisted to be there.
Why do you say that this is journalism that's selling lies?
It's very obvious what is going on, all the lies about what happened on the October 7th, the justification for the genocide, they're all based on lies.
When you say lies about October 7th, what do you mean?
All those allegations that we never saw any footages of decapitated children that Piers Morgan always asked about, and all those women that got gang raped. In contrast, we saw so many hostages freed. They were talking about the good treatment they had during their captivity.
Well, we've got two sides
They
here.
loved being hostages in Gaza.
First of all, to make it clear, it's not a war, it's a genocide, and that Israel's state is a key part of the World Economic Forum. They completely work together. We want to defeat the Israeli state and destroy the World Economic Forum. Well, October the 7th was a setup arranged and agreed by the Israeli government. And a lot of the left groups, so-called, don't even talk about that, which is pathetic. It was organised
Absolutely fucking
by
pathetic.
the Israeli government. The IDF itself killed its own people in order to make it look like
They do
Hamas
that every day.
killed people.
I strongly believe that we are coming away from this mainstream media, the BBC, the CNN. You've got all of these who don't actually bring out the true definition of what is journalism, and I think it's a disgrace at what I've been seeing so far. And as soon as a person comes on, the first thing they do is say, do you condemn Hamas? And it's absolutely ridiculous. Do I condemn Hamas? I don't condemn Hamas because I feel that they're resistance fighters, and I feel now, that they're not using the Gazans as human shields that Israel is putting down it as. They are genuinely sitting and fighting for resistance.
Yeah, no, of course. That's great. I think they ask you this, dum-dum, to see if you're a terrorist or not. But you are. And it's not a color skin thing. It's not an ethnicity thing. I'm brown. I'm from the Middle East. I don't support Hamas because they're terrorists, but it's okay. You're a little bit slow. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what's going on in the streets of the United Kingdom. It's concerning. It's very concerning. I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, class. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.